It's wrong to derive entertainment from human selfishness and cruelty. And that seems to be just about everything that the culture that I was born into and live in does. There's no intrinsic value to relationships, no meaningful. It's just. They just had a thing on there on YouTube about these. They put up a platform in the air and had these two people try to stand it for 30 days, driving each other crazy, and they video record it. And then they come up with different mechanisms, means to try to make it more comfortable or less comfortable, or depending to agitate the situation or for make-believe money. Money's not real, but your time and your life is. And so when you get make-believe money to manipulate your environment, the more make-believe money you attain, the more capacity you have to manipulate people. Okay, so like I told my brother-in-law over Christmas dinner, that money's just a human invention for evil people to manipulate stupid people, And he told me because of stuff in the Bible about having silver and gold or something in the Bible written down by evil people to manipulate stupid people. Or if you read a book and it's not consistent, then it's not based off of the actual truth of the story, that it's mythology that is used to manipulate you with mythology so you can't live the truth of the story, right? That's the Holy Bible, that's the Holy Quran. It says so in both books. And right now we're living mythology being manipulated by the evil. And then they always talk about how stupid we are unless we find a way to get to the point where we can be the evil and manipulate the stupid. Then you feel powerful. Then you're a god, according to people that say they invented the word God. It's insane. It's very insane, and I understand we're dealing with insane people. Last night on the news, they had this lady, Yasmin Crockett, come to El Paso and talk about how, just talking about the Marxist nonsense, about the people have to be able to trust the police in order to feel safe. Okay. We have people with money keeping us safe by paying people that value money. Okay, do you understand what you just said? Okay. Mm-hmm. So if you pay people money, and same thing as being in that Sky thing that they had on YouTube, right? And throwing the tennis balls at the thing, try to get a better tent. And you're like, no. In Plato's Republic, he said that, and we don't know if that's the actual original writings of Plato. Okay. That's showing a lot of faith to a bunch of people that put you up in the air for $250,000 and torture you and film it and turn it into entertainment to hold housing, food hostage and give you drugs to survive the you see what I'm saying? But in Plato's Republic, he did say that the police force shouldn't want to be a police force. But then if you just understand the teachings of Jesus Christ, even though they've been mixed in with mythology, you forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal, faithful peace. You understand that truth is life, is eternal, and grace is infinite. You share care, given according to need, built to last. Then paying a police force money to manipulate it would no longer when you invent something and it's irrational, its existence is not necessary, right? And when you invent technology to be intelligent because you're in competition with other people debating over what's intelligent and what's not intelligent, Your faith has to be based on reality. If you're going to be faithful. Here, I trust that this person will do this because it's the right thing to do for us to honor the gift of our lives. And so, what's happening right now, we'll see how I do this spring and summer. We'll see how my body does. I'm not giving the military and the government that runs the military, the corporations, any options as far as, telling me, how I'm going to get through this. I'm telling them, it's the Lord's Prayer, and that's all I'm going to give your technology, and that's the solution to all your problems is applying the physics of the Lord's Prayer. Then that's it, and I already told them that. And, yesterday talking and getting Mark Zuckerberg in my head and that stuff about that's an interesting perception and concept, and this perception of idea of how to correct what we've done. I think in a lot of ways it makes a lot of sense. But we don't need money and people with money to do it. We just need common sense, reason, and a capacity to communicate well and intelligently. The technology we use for quote unquote communication is right now being abused through manipulation. Communication is, do you need, like Gilbert with his ex-wife with the kids. Bitch anybody on fire? Then why are we talking, right? He didn't want to talk to her. She screwed around all the time, got pregnant, and I was never that way with Amy. I wasn't that way with Stephanie either, And Stephanie used to lie to the courts to get money out of me while I paid the state to raise Patrick, and we had to live in substandard housing and stuff, and then she'd come and criticize me on how I was raising Patrick. And I would just sit there and go, son of a bitch. I'd try to be nice to her and talk to her, and it didn't work. Yeah, but telling her, bitch, that wasn't going to make it any better either. That was just going to make it worse. And since the authorities could fuck me all the time, anytime, I wasn't going to attack her because she saw it as very easy to manipulate them to get what she wanted and then criticize me because she was better at doing things than me. This is 10,000 years in the making. It's not like I haven't felt or seen this before. And it's residual effects from the entire group and her reacting to the group to survive. That's how women are. Men, it's hard with men because our thing is just, well, fuck that, I'll just die. I'll just die, just kill me, We get to that point where it's like, I'm not going to murder you and I'm not going to torture you. But if you're going to turn her and the kids into murdering torturers, I'll get up and do my best to stand up to be the gracious good shepherd, but you're going to have to just kill me to stop me from being the gracious good shepherd. You're going to have to murder me, right? Because I'm not going to stop. Well, because I love my wife and kids, right? And it makes sense. And so, and I still tell Noah all the time, that your mom's been manipulated by the worst jealous perverts in the history of the world. And she's not a rocket scientist or an uber genius and stuff like that. So be patient with her, love her, and help her through. And you may talk to her, and for 5 minutes, she might have clarity, and then she'll go right back to, like Aunt Patrice, let's go shopping, let's buy this. It's like, really? They have you in this city, torturing you with economics and killing you with toxins from it, and you self-medicate to survive it. And you get mad when I talk about us living the Lord's Prayer, and you want to talk about fucking shopping, online fucking shopping? Seriously? Because it makes her feel better. It's one of her hiding places. That's horrible. Yeah, I know. Hey, Yasmin Crockett, you still want to run for Congress? Yeah. It's one of her happy places. It's where she feels powerful and influential and everybody comes around to hear her talk. It's like, all you're doing is just recycling Marx with a little bit of socialism mixed in with a lot of bit of narcissism. And hey, smile for the camera. I know you're going to love it, Peg. It will come back to you. And so you'd be like watching going, damn, these people are terrible. Yeah, they are, and you see why, all the people the liberals in El Paso showing up. We're excited to vote for her. I guess a lot of the liberals aren't Catholics, you know. Maybe the conservatives are Catholics. Hi, I'm your God. Would you please stand up for my commands? Okay. Anybody on fire? Then why are we fucking talking? No, I'm not like that. I'll talk and I'll listen. You know, I'll listen to you talk. And then if you say you'd rather go stay in the sky for $250,000 on a platform that's suspended that could kill you with wires attached to you so you didn't get lawsuit and sign a waiver, instead of live the Lord's Prayer, I'm going to tell you, some people are made of plastic. Some people are made, some people are made of wood. Some people have hearts of stone. And some people are up to no good. But baby, I'm for real. I'm as real can get. Feel what you're looking for is real love, and what you see is what you get. But you paid for this. Anonymously, LY. And so, you know, we'll get through this. We'll see. You know, I'm uncomfortable, and I expect to be uncomfortable until further notice. You know, life's eternal and grace is infinite. I don't sit there and think that there's guarantees that I'll physically live to be 104, maybe more. I'm just telling them that's, you know, hey, I'm the Lord. I've earned the right to command you because I'm the gracious good shepherd and you're a murdering liar. And I'm going to do everything I can in my ability to assimilate your technology to my thoughts, words, and actions as opposed to yours, because you're selfish, pathetic, disgusting, and narcissistic. You know, then describe them with adjectives. Man, that was one fucked up, ugly, egotistical man. Go wrestle, go fight the bear. Leave me alone. And so, you know, I know how difficult it is because it's hard on me every night and every morning. And when I'm awake, it's easier for me to get through the day than when I try to sleep and recover from the day and, you know, survive the chemical poisoning and the abuse. But it's happening whichever, you know, that little mom that died in El Paso, you know, take my body and research to cure the cancer. You can't cure cancer but they say everything they're taught to say. Okay. And that's when I watch politicians just like, oh, God damn, they're just hand puppets for psychotic scientists for really, 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 really ridiculously rich people. That's all they're handpicked. Barack Hussein Obama. You guys didn't see that coming? Okay. We have a black president. His name's black. He's named after Muslims. And so, yeah, he was handpicked. He was groomed and trained. They all are. Yeah, Jasmine Crockett. Yeah. Ooh, this one. Yeah, and they're all handpicked and trained to regurgitate everything that they get programmed to do in their sleep. And you're like, wow, that sucks. I feel the same way, you know, when here we're programming you do this and do that. And I know in the East, the way they do oppression is different than in the West. We're, you know, the license plates in New Hampshire. Is it New Hampshire or whatever? Live free or die, right? That's us. And in the East, it's, you know, like yield and overcome. And because they have the reincarnation thing and stuff, and ours, we don't. You know, you have the magic Valhalla in our religious dogma, and their religious dogma is, you know, and it's not elegant at all. It's crazy. It's like, oh, seriously, you're going to come back as a banana slug, and he's going to be the Raj. But how come the Raj is still an asshole? So you go from banana slug to Raj every time? What about the people that... wouldn't you have a lot of banana slugs and a lot of Rajas? Instead of all the people dreaming that they will be the Raj and he will be the banana slug? So, see, it's not elegant at all. It makes absolutely no sense applied in physics. Commander Taggart, you saved us all! So, you sit there and go, no. Because y'all can't be the Raj. Y'all can't be banana slugs. We ain't got that many bananas. There's more Indians in there as bananas. I'm just kidding around, but you know what I'm saying? Look for the bare necessities. Ooby-doo, I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you. You see, it's true. An ape like me. Here, have 3 bananas. Or I can't remember, you know, Louis Prima being King Louis. You know, I don't bake my noodle that much with these assholes, you know. I used to kind of could. Well, because I was wondering what was taking so long. But then again, you know, they're insane. And like when I watched the people in El Paso, Miss Crockett last night, it's Rockefeller, they'll gladly kill over me. Am I watching your Jesus type person? Yeah, I get it. I see why you can't stand them. I see why you hate them and just let me kill them all with all the technology and stuff. I totally get it. Because it's not like I'm like, no, it's not like I'm sitting there going, you know, because look at all these opportunities. I got Facebook, we got YouTube, we got this, we got tons of ways to trend you and, you know, and you do, you know, you're not following the community standards. You're not following the algorithm. It has nothing to do with that. If they want everybody to see him, he will be seen, he will be heard, and he's more intelligent, more brave, more gorgeous, and more perfect than any of the assholes on TV, Entertainment Tonight, Sports Center, or, you know, C-SPAN. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Okay. I ain't lying. So it's like, no, you know, I've always been a charismatic person that underachieved because he always knew he had better things to do than be a propaganda tool bag for turd bag money, right? So I always knew. So I've known since I was a little boy, you know, very young. Oh, Mom, you know, you think you're no, I don't think I'm going to be a living egg master. Well, because he's a putz. Living egg master's a putz, you know. Guys, Harold Klemp gave us like 8 books in a row that had almost all the same stories in them. It was about his life, right? And they were all in the books. They just changed where they were at depending on how he was giving you the narrative, a lot like these videos that I make. The difference between me and Harold Klemp is I'm not giving you a secret word to get to God, and I'm not asking you for money to make me to the God man of Minneapolis. I want you to live the Lord's Prayer so we don't have any secret words to live the truth of the Lord. You can sit very still, look, Aku, you can have my secret word. I'll give it to you for free, right? You can sit very still, look into the tizzer till. There's a way to get to God if you want to. There's go to Sugmod if you, go to Sugmod. That's another word they made up. Just because you make up a word and say it's sacred and then start asking people for money to get into your building doesn't mean it's a sacred word. Is it secret? No, there's no secret to it. Anybody could figure it out. Unless, of course, you're rah-rah, pissed off, conservative, homosexual, pretending to be liberal in New Mexico because it's hard to do in Chicago. Nice yellow 57 Chevy, right? They get all arrogant. They come up and they try to con you. And then when you're trying to explain to them, you know, the fallacies in their con, they get mad at you and they're all shitty to you. You're not the God man Harold Klemp is. Aku, I gave you my word for free. What a God man. I gave you my secret word to get to God for free. I didn't ask for money to get in the building because God's omniscient and omnipotent. Rah-rah. You're funny. I know. I've been this way most of my whole life. Well, I call people on their crap toot sweet. You can ask all the assholes in the military when I was in. Yeah. Oh, he'll rip you to shreds. He can do it so fast, it's like not even funny. It's like he just rearranged your whole existence in 5 minutes or less. Yes. All right. Well, life's eternal grace is infinite. Forgive, doesn't trespass, love one eternal faithful peace. Share, care, giving a goes need built to last. Holy covenants can only exist in that applied physics dynamic. Otherwise, they're unholy. It's not even a covenant. You call it a covenant? Covenants are holy, based on truth and faith and love. And if ever I would leave you, he's screwing his best friend's girl. Don't use that song as an example. No, if you listen to the song, out of context of the play or the movie or the story, you're like, oh, okay. Well, that's sweet. But if you understand the context, you're like, okay, you know that's Lancelot singing that to Guinevere. He's boning his best friend's girl behind his back. Well, because Arthur's the king of the Britons and saves them all from tyranny by pulling the sword from the stone because he's the eternal spirit of the sword. If ever I would leave you, could I? And would I leave you running merrily in the snow? Right? So, yeah. Hey, that's a good looking brown guy playing Lancelot there. How many brown guys were Lancelot during that time? None. Yeah. That's racist. No, it's just philanthropy. Just like there's no black Santa Claus. And there's no white Haile Selassie. Right? So when the man comes, there will be no doom. The role of Haile Selassie will be played by Ralph Earl Parsons Jr. I'm gonna get a transgender operation, so I'll make a gender equity too. You're funny. I know. Okay, just forgive debt and trespass, love one another, faithful peace, and stop being a bunch of tool bags for turd bags. No? Okay. We'll see how things go. I'm very curious to see how things go this spring and summer too. But I want it to just change today. I don't want to wait till spring and summer. I want winter, spring, summer. I want to be like hanging out in the Gila and go, wow, this is a really nice house. Hi. Is that Max? Yeah, of course it's Max. How's it going? Okay. Well, we'll be friends. Romantic? I don't think I could handle anything romantic right now. I have a rotted tooth and look like Uncle Fester, and and when I eat all the stuff, I have a lot of gas, and I just don't feel, I don't feel sexual or romantic at all. No. What do you feel? One foot in the grave, one foot out the door. That's how I feel. But, we recover. You guys hang around, talk to me, be patient, stay a while, hang out, maybe in about 6 months to a year, maybe I could again. Get asked? Nah, maybe you could. Give me time, maybe I could again. So, but I don't know. And I don't really care about that. That's not important to me right now. What's important to me is people living truthfully and faithfully, not who I might have sexual comfort with when I'm 60 because they made my sex life completely horrible from, puberty to now. That's horrible. Yeah, I know. But what do you expect, I've read the story about John in the book of Revelation, haven't you? His life was pretty hideous too. Roman Empire, there you go. The guys you guys always sing for at all the Colosseums and all their major get-togethers for lots of fuck money. Big bags of fuck money. Ginormous bags of fuck money. Money ain't real, and half them dogs. I'm spoiling it for the rest of you. Okay. Damn Festivus, right? You guys ain't following this? God dang. I never thought people could be this stupid. And not in my wildest imagination, my wildest dreams. It's like, no, once I explain everything to them, then they go, oh, shit. And everybody go, okay, let's stand up to live the Lord's Prayer because this is batshit fucking crazy. You thought you even think Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies would be able to figure that shit out. Right? You don't need your medicine no more, baby girl. What? Yeah. You can still eat possum. Why? I don't know. But you still can, girl. Me personally, I'd rather have, Dupin eggs, and some biscuits, and a salad. I could eat salads 4 to 5 days a week, depending on the season. Oh, yeah. My dad, no. Every time I talk about salads, it's like, Dad, salads are the best thing in the world for you. I'm just going to have to try to work it into where I fix meals for him that he likes. And then fix meals for me for what I like, because I love fresh fruits and especially the veggies. And he don't like fresh veggies as much. My mom liked veggies more. My mom was killed by, that's like saying Bob Marley liked fresh vegetables and died of cancer at 39, guys. Bob Marley ate a lot like my mother and died of cancer younger than my mother. It was an act of God. Yes, Tuskegee experiments. Thank you for your contribution to society. That's sarcasm, you fucking assholes. Do you understand? No, when you do things right, it rewards your body. Like my mom used to say, live food, live body. My mom was murdered like Bob Marley, you fucking assholes. I know how much better quality of life or how much longer my dad would have lived if he doesn't eat salads. He'll get like things and put them all in a blender and drink it and it tastes horrible. Yeah, he'd do that. But sit down and have a salad and eat it for a supper, he doesn't like that nearly as much. It's okay, but you'll put this gross drink shake thing in there, yeah. I don't understand people like that. They'll take this gross, disgusting thing and drink it, and then go eat, food that's all cooked. Yeah. Why not just have a salad? Where's the fun in that? I like salads. They make you feel good, mama. You know, like affection and sex. Yeah, I like it. It makes me feel good. Most of the stuff that I had when I went to Sierra Vista, everything was the thoughts were always very sexual. And me, I was more of a romantical. I like affection and kissing and passion. And sex is just, it's porno, you know. So you knew you had a lot of scientists at the fort that are, those type of people, We want to see what's in the Epstein files. The girls that got paid to do it didn't make as much money as they wanted. Now they want more. Girls will be so good. Next. What do you think? Why don't they stand up for the Lord's Prayer so this never happens to any girls again? Well, then they're victims, right? Yeah. I've got oceanfront property in Arizona. Hey, Yuma, it's Clint Walker movie. There you go. Okay, Yellowstone Kellys. I love you crazy batshit motherfuckers. There's no such thing as luck. I'm perfect. You're just fortunate I'm perfect because you're fucking not. Or I love you.